Pag-uusapan natin yung paraan ng pagsusulat ng tinatawag nating background of the study at ano ba ang kinalaman ng introduction sa background of the study. So sila ba ay magkaiba o related sila sa isa't isa? So meron tayong mga tips na pwede nyong magamit sa pagsusulat ng mas mabilis at ng mas madali dito sa part ng research ninyo na the background of the study. Establish po muna natin ano ang pagkakaiba ng introduction and background of the study. Kapag kayo nagsimula magsulat ng inyong research sa chapter 1, ang title ng chapter 1 is The Problem and Its Background. And then immediately sa baba nun, makikita nyo, minsan may nakalagay na label na introduction. Minsan hindi na po nilalagay. So, the heading that you will see below the title of chapter 1 is already accepted na introduction. So, hindi na kailangan lagyan ng label na introduction. Ano ang laman ng introduction? Ang laman ng introduction ay background of the study. That's why the background of the study is part of the introduction. Kaya ang pag-usapan natin ngayon, ano ba ang laman nitong tinatawag nating background of the study? So, that is already the first clarification regarding introduction and background of the study. The background of the study is part of the introduction. And then yung pangalawa, utilize the deductive method of paragraph development. Utilize or use the deductive method of paragraph development. Ano ba itong tinatawag nating deductive method? So as you can see sa right side ninyo, meron tayong illustration dito na inverted pyramid. So on top of the pyramid, this represents the general idea na isusulat ninyo sa paragraph ninyo. So, if you are going to use 3 paragraphs, you start with the general. First paragraph with the general idea. And then, second paragraph, since medyo mas maliit yung kanyang area, it would be more specific. And then, on the third paragraph, make sure that you make the idea specific on the particular area referring to local and respondents na gagamitin ninyo sa study ninyo. Okay, again, so from the general idea, and then a more specific area, more specific discussion, and then the specific local or respondents or issue that you are going to tackle in your research. Ang tawag po natin dito is deductive method of paragraph development. So this is what you're going to use in writing your background of the study. Okay, moving on to the third tip, do not place or use too much references or citations. To the point na isang paragraph o first paragraph pa lang, sa isang paragraph gumagamit na ng 2-3 citations without any synthesis, without discussing the relevance of these citations sa research na ginagawa ninyo. So, as much as possible, minimize the use of citations and references in your background of the study. Meaning, you can use as long as it is really necessary. Kung talagang kailangan, ilagay yung reference na yon dahil ito ay legal basis, dahil ito ay nagpapatunay na existing yung problema, ito ay nagsasabi na kailangang gawin o may pangangailangang gawin yung research, by all means, include those references in your background of the study. But if not, again, minimize the use of citations and references in your background of the study or in writing the background of the study. Tip number 4, the first few paragraphs may contain and discuss the following. So these are the tips where you may use regarding the content of each paragraph na gagamitin ninyo. So, you may include or start with the setting of the study. You may start with the setting of the study, the locale of the study. So, describe lang ninyo saan gagawin, ano yung location ng lugar, yung description ng lugar, bakit ito yung lugar na napili ninyo. The next one is introduce the issue at hand, the problem at hand, the topic that you are investigating. Okay? Again, you have to discuss and describe the issue. You may start with a definition. Define nyo muna what is this particular problem, but make sure that it is defined operationally based on what you are using in your research. And then the third is the effect and development of this issue. So after presenting the issue, defining the issue, describing the issue, you try to present the effect. Sino yung mga naaapektuhan, ano yung epekto nito doon sa mga taong yon, and then ano na yung nangyayari ngayon, the development of this particular issue. And then the next one, present who are affected by the issue. So these are already the respondents of the study. Sino-sino ito? And then after presenting, you try to describe them. Okay? The next one is present some articles or legal basis proving that the issue exists and does affect the respondents. So this is what I mentioned earlier, that for the use of citations and references, if this is really necessary to prove a point, lalong-lalo na po na gusto nyong patunayan na yung problema ay talagang nag-e-exist at itong mga respondents na ito ay naaapektuhan, kailangan talagang gamitin yung article na yon. By all means, use these articles. So you may use, again, DepEd memos, you may use articles from newspapers, magazines, journals, and school manuals. Okay? Next, tip number 5. The last paragraph of the introduction should contain the rationale of the study. What is the rationale of the study? This presents the reason. This contains the reason for choosing the topic and conducting the study. So, as much as possible, comprehensively present the reason why you chose the issue or the problem for this particular study. So, this should be found in the last paragraph of the background of the study. So, the panel would be expecting this on the last paragraph of your background of the study before the significance of the study. So make sure na nakalagay yan. And then usually, this is the first question that they ask you during the defense. Why did you choose this study? What motivated you to choose this study? Why did you conduct this study? This is already the part that you are going to use in order to answer that particular question. The last tip, 3 to 5 pages should be enough for this part of the study. I set a specific number of pages for this part of the study to clarify questions being asked by the students. Sir, how many pages do we need to submit for this part of the study? Actually, in reality, the answer is as the need arises. But the consideration should be, it should not be too less or too much. Again, I repeat, as the need arises, on the following conditions, it should not be too less or too much. So, in order to address this, let's set it to 3 to 5 pages. You will not be able to submit a background of the study in a single page, compressing it in a single page. Okay, so that would be half-baked, half-cooked. Okay, you would not be able to justify everything presenting it on a single page. Next, if you presented it too much, 10 pages for the background of the study, the panel would also get irritated in reading and may ask you more question, why do you have this long background of the study wherein you can already compress this in this particular idea or number of paragraphs or in this particular organization. So don't overdo it. Okay, this is why I set this number of pages for this particular part of the study. 3 to 5 pages is already enough. We are going to look at a sample of the background of the study, including the format that I mentioned earlier. So, we're going to go to that part. And then look at chapter 1. Remember the title of chapter 1? Okay. So this one. Okay. So I already made annotations on this part of the study. So again, look at the format, how chapter 1 is presented. So you have chapter 1, title of chapter 1, the problem and its background. Okay? And then after that, on the first paragraph, as you can see, the first paragraph already contains a number of citations. So meron siyang dalawang citation that is highlighted here. So if this is really necessary to make your point, then by all means use it. But if not, just discuss the problem at hand, the background, what area are you going to focus on, and so on and so forth. Okay, so in this case, this is a study about a strategy in teaching mathematics. So the discussion started with the subject mathematics. So this is what we mean by presenting the general idea. So the need to learn mathematics. Okay, so this is the first paragraph. And then the second paragraph is the subject mathematics was related to an exam which is PISA. Okay, so the discussion is now being more specific as compared to the first paragraph. Nagiging mas specific siya, but again, as you can see, as you observe, another reference was used in the second paragraph of this particular study. And then after that, the third paragraph, so again, as you can see, the locale has already been established, but you can still establish this by presenting the specific area in this specific country. So as you can see, the development of the paragraph follows the pattern of deductive method. So it is more specific in terms of the locale. The locale was presented, and it also described the locale and the respondents who will be part of this research. Okay? And then after that, fast forwarding to the last part or the last paragraph, which is supposed to be, we would be seeing the rationale of the study. So this is the rationale of the study before the significance of the study. Again, as you can see, the rationale of the study should contain the reason why you conducted this study. And based on this is a substantial discussion. But again, you can do better than this. Maximize the use of this paragraph so that when you give your answer to the panel, you would just refer them to this part of the study. So sabihin nyo lang sa kanila, sir, on the last paragraph or of our background of the study, it is stated there that we conducted this study because of the following reasons. So this is how you use this part of the study during defense in relation to your defense and the study that you conducted. So I hope you were able to learn something from our discussion today. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Sa pagkakataon na ito, hinihiling ko po na tulungan nyo ang aking channel sa YouTube at Doc Ed Padama by clicking subscribe and then click the notification bell to alert you when a new video is uploaded. Meron po kayo makikita mga videos on the side of the screen. Ito po yung mga recommended videos that you can use for your research writing. Marami pa po yan. Kumpleto po yan sa ating YouTube channel. And then on the lower right side of your screen is my photo, which is my icon sa aking YouTube channel. When you click that, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat. Stay safe everyone and God bless. See you on the next video. Bye!